It's still in there.
Yeah, you see that?
Boy.
That nice and round shape? Please, please, please be a coin. Oh!
After centuries of intrigue and relentless pursuit, a groundbreaking development has reignited the world's fascination with Oak Island's legendary mysteries. Recent excavations have unveiled a series of remarkable finds. The Oak Island treasure may have finally been found.
Right there. Oh my God, look at that.
History Channel has confirmed as such and revealed some unbelievable water discoveries. These discoveries not only deepen the historical narrative surrounding Jack Adams and his cryptic encounters with Oak Island's secrets, but also signal a pivotal moment in unraveling a puzzle that has captivated treasure hunters and historians alike for over 2 centuries. Today, we'll reveal the secrets of this elusive island. Discovery of man-made structures and a tunnel. Using state-of-the-art surveying techniques, researchers have detected a series of metallic anomalies beneath the dense swamp terrain that were previously obscured by natural layers and debris. These findings were substantiated through Jeremy's conductivity mapping, a method employing electromagnetic induction to measure subterranean metal concentrations, which revealed significantly elevated metallic signatures concentrated precisely within the historic target zones. This high metallic presence corroborates long-standing theories that Oak Island's fabled treasure sites conceal not just random artifacts, but meticulously crafted caches, possibly dating back to the 18th century or earlier. So, what is it that we know about the mysterious Oak Island? And what have we found? Well, before answering the what, we need to understand how and where. Let's start from the very beginning. Oak Island, a small landmass nestled off the coast of Nova Scotia, Canada, has been the epicenter of treasure hunting intrigue for more than 2 centuries. Its enigmatic reputation took root in the late 18th century when a curious depression in the ground, known today as the Money Pit, was first excavated. Subsequent digs revealed tantalizing evidence of human activity, including oak platforms at regular intervals, mysterious carvings, and, most intriguingly, traces of coconut fiber far from any tropical environment. These early discoveries set the stage for a centuries-long pursuit of what many believe to be a hidden cache of priceless artifacts, possibly linked to the Knights Templar, pirate loot, or even the lost manuscripts of Shakespeare. Over the years, various expeditions have turned up a bewildering array of artifacts, from ancient coins to fragments of parchment, yet the central mystery of Oak Island remains unsolved. Theories abound regarding the origins and purpose of the elaborate underground structures, some suggesting an elaborate booby-trapped vault, while others propose an intricate water system designed to protect the contents of a subterranean chamber. Despite numerous setbacks, the Lagina brothers and their team continue to push forward, combining traditional exploration methods with state-of-the-art technology to unlock the island's secrets. The duo, Rick and Marty Lagina, have been featured in the History Channel series The Curse of Oak Island. Their fascination with the island's mysteries began in childhood, inspired by a 1965 Reader's Digest article detailing the enigmatic Money Pit. This early intrigue eventually led them to acquire a 50% stake in Oak Island Tours Inc. in 2006, partnering with the late Dan Blankenship, a veteran treasure hunter. Rick Lagina, born on January 25, 1952, in Kingsford, Michigan, is a retired US postal worker who has long been captivated by the lore of Oak Island. His brother, Marty Lagina, born on August 26, 1955, also in Kingsford, is an accomplished engineer and entrepreneur. Marty founded Terra Energy Limited, a successful oil and gas exploration company, which he sold in 1995. He later established Heritage Sustainable Energy, focusing on renewable energy solutions. Together, the Lagina brothers have combined their resources and expertise to investigate Oak Island's secrets, employing advanced technology and assembling a team of experts to explore the island's complex underground structures and historical artifacts. One of the most profound revelations came from re-examining the so-called Eye of the Swamp, a shallow depression near the northern edge of the swamp, historically dismissed as a natural sinkhole. However, advanced geophysical data and ground-penetrating radar now challenge this assumption, suggesting instead that this feature is a carefully engineered, man-made excavation. Its symmetrical shape and unusual soil displacement patterns hint at intentional construction, likely serving as a concealed entrance or ventilation shaft for a subterranean complex. This reinterpretation aligns with oral histories recorded as early as the 1790s, which describe strange structural features and secretive operations around this exact locale. Local legends mention Jack Adams, a farmer and early treasure hunter who discovered partially submerged wooden beams and artifacts here. Further validation of these man-made constructions emerged from sonar scans conducted deep within the Money Pit borehole, a site infamous since the island's first recorded excavation in 1795. Sonar imaging revealed a massive void approximately 150 feet below the surface, far larger than any previously documented cavity, measuring roughly 30 feet in length and 12 feet in width. This void's scale and shape strongly suggest it was not a natural cave, but rather a carefully hollowed chamber, possibly designed to house a treasure trove or critical mechanism within the island's labyrinthine underground system. Within this chamber, the sonar data delineated the presence of a well-defined tunnel extending beyond the immediate borehole area. The tunnel's walls appear remarkably uniform and reinforced, hinting at deliberate construction, possibly utilizing timber supports or stone lining typical of 18th century mining or secret vault-building techniques. Crucially, the tunnel does not terminate abruptly, but continues deeper and farther beneath the swamp's waterlogged ground, indicating an intentional passageway leading to a more secure and significant vault or chamber. Signals detected within the void suggest solid materials such as wood remnants or perhaps the remains of a disturbed chamber floor, reinforcing the hypothesis that this was once an active storage or concealment site. This bolsters the theory that the island's creators constructed an elaborate defense system to protect whatever valuables were hidden below. To capitalize on these promising discoveries, the research team has embarked on a comprehensive mapping and analysis phase, integrating the sonar and conductivity data into advanced computer-aided design, or CAD software. This digital modeling enables detailed visualization of the subterranean landscape, allowing explorers to pinpoint precise excavation targets and assess structural stability before any intrusive operations commence. The CAD maps are instrumental in formulating a step-by-step strategy that balances aggressive exploration with preservation and safety concerns. Logistical and legal preparations are also underway. The team is actively securing the necessary excavation permits from local authorities, ensuring full compliance with environmental regulations and land use policies. These permits are critical to initiate the final, most ambitious phase of excavation, where large-scale digging and structural reinforcement will be required. Detailed project plans, including environmental impact assessments and contingency protocols, have been drafted to address potential challenges posed by groundwater intrusion and the complex geology of Oak Island. This integrated approach, combining cutting-edge technology, rigorous historical research, and meticulous planning, marks a watershed moment in the pursuit of Oak Island's legendary treasure. After over 2 centuries of mystery, the convergence of modern science with centuries-old folklore is finally transforming rumors into tangible leads. Should the forthcoming excavation phase confirm the existence of the hidden vaults suggested by these findings, it would not only rewrite the history of Oak Island, but also validate countless oral accounts and archival records that have long been dismissed as myth. So, what has the team found so far? Additional anomalies and structures in the swamp. Ground-penetrating radar or GPR surveys conducted on Lot 10 a historically significant plot on the island's northern edge, have revealed anomalies that hint at man-made structures buried beneath the swamp's murky depths. These anomalies are particularly concentrated near the northern perimeter, an area that has been the subject of speculation for decades. Initial data suggests the presence of linear formations running parallel to each other, indicating the possible remains of a constructed dam or retaining wall system. These readings are part of a broader effort to systematically scan key areas of the swamp where historical accounts and earlier digs hinted at underground features. Using high-frequency radar pulses, the GPR system produced images of subsurface anomalies at depths ranging from 6 to 12 feet. The most striking findings came from scans conducted between June and July 2024, revealing a dense, linear configuration consistent with compacted earth and timber reinforcement. Historically, Lot 10 has been pivotal in the Oak Island mystery. Throughout the 19th and 20th centuries, treasure hunters consistently identified this area as a potential site of interest, though most efforts were hampered by waterlogging and imprecise surveying methods. The significance of this plot is heightened by accounts dating back to the 1800s when John Smith and Anthony Vaughan, two of the earliest Oak Island explorers, documented unusual stone arrangements and wooden stakes embedded in the swamp bed. These early clues were often overlooked as natural oddities or remnants of more recent human activity. However, the recent GPR data, combined with sediment analysis conducted in mid-2024, indicates that the swamp's northern edge was likely stabilized by an artificial barrier. This new evidence supports a groundbreaking hypothesis that the swamp was artificially created to act as both a concealment and a deterrent. The strategic placement of the potential dam would have allowed water to be regulated, perhaps to submerge or reveal a key structure beneath. Notably, recent sediment sampling conducted in September 2024 revealed the presence of ancient oak timbers embedded within the anomaly. Radiocarbon dating performed at the University of New Brunswick dated the wood to the early 1700s, aligning with the period when numerous undocumented expeditions, including those by French and British naval forces, could have used Oak Island as a covert storage site. The dam's construction, characterized by densely packed clay and wooden braces, mirrors 18th century military engineering techniques used in building temporary fortifications and water barriers. Local lore recounts that French and British soldiers could have constructed such a system during the chaotic years of the War of Spanish Succession, using Oak Island as a secret base to secure valuable assets away from prying eyes. If true, the dam would not only have obscured the treasure from potential looters, but also served as a strategic asset, allowing the creators to manipulate water levels and access points at will. One of the most compelling aspects of the GPR findings is the potential link between the dam system and the purpose of the swamp itself. Oak Island researchers have long debated the origin of the swamp, with many favoring the theory that it was intentionally formed as a means to hide something extraordinary. The newly identified structures lend strong support to this hypothesis. By transforming a naturally shallow depression into a controlled basin, early engineers could effectively submerge any evidence of excavation or burial while simultaneously creating a formidable obstacle to potential treasure seekers. The deliberate construction of such a water feature would have required considerable planning and resources, indicating that the goal was not merely temporary concealment, but long-term preservation of something highly valuable. Now, what comes to mind when one thinks of something highly valuable, concealed? Yes, that's right, a treasure. Furthermore, the anomaly detected on Lot 10 may correlate with previous findings from the Eye of the Swamp, a mysterious circular depression identified during aerial scans in 2019. This feature, also thought to be man-made, lies just south of the newly detected dam system. The proximity of these two unusual formations raises the possibility that the swamp itself was a multi-phase project, incorporating interconnected features designed to confuse and dissuade explorers. Some theorists suggest that the dam could have been part of an elaborate drainage system. Adding to the intrigue, Sonar imaging conducted in late 2024 revealed a buried tunnel running perpendicular to the suspected dam, extending towards the island's interior. The tunnel's size, approximately 4 feet high and 3 feet wide, would have allowed for the transport of small objects or people. Its walls, composed of hewn stone and reinforced with oak timbers, suggest that the tunnel was not merely a drainage conduit but a purposeful passageway, possibly leading to a secure vault or chamber. Early analysis of the tunnel's entrance area detected traces of iron oxide, hinting at metallic implements or possibly the remnants of a sealed hatch. Given the complexity of the site, the research team has opted to conduct additional geochemical profiling to determine whether the tunnel and dam were constructed simultaneously or represent separate engineering efforts. Preliminary evidence suggests that the tunnel predates the dam by at least a decade, raising the possibility that the dam was constructed later to obscure the entrance or protect an existing structure from water damage. This sequence would align with documented repairs and modifications reported by early search parties in the mid-1800s, who noted unusual disruptions in the swamp's surface layer. To ensure the integrity of the site while planning the next phase of excavation, the project team is collaborating with hydrogeologists to assess water displacement impacts. A controlled excavation plan, focusing on uncovering the dam's structural components, will be implemented to minimize environmental disruption. The goal is to expose and document the entirety of the suspected dam without causing a sudden release of water that could compromise the tunnel or surrounding artifacts. Excavation permits are currently under review by the Nova Scotia Department of Natural Resources, with fieldwork projected to commence by early 2025. Should further investigations confirm the presence of an interconnected system of tunnels and barriers, it would profoundly alter the narrative of Oak Island's history. Rather than being a series of isolated digs and traps, the island may have served as a deliberately engineered stronghold, safeguarding something far more valuable than mere pirate booty. Whether these structures were created by British military engineers, French privateers, or even earlier secretive societies remains speculative. Yet the emerging evidence undeniably points to an advanced level of planning, to what researchers have unveiled from the swamp: historical artifacts and maritime evidence. Employing advanced archaeological techniques, researchers have recovered a variety of ship-related artifacts that span several centuries, including objects dating from the 15th to the 18th centuries. Among the most significant discoveries is a wooden railing fragment recovered from a trench on Lot 32, situated near the southern edge of the swamp. Initial assessments suggested the piece could belong to a vessel from the late 17th or early 18th century. Radiocarbon dating performed at Dalhousie University confirmed that the wood dates back to the early 1700s, corroborating records of European naval activity in the region. The craftsmanship of the railing features finely carved motifs typical of English and French naval designs of the period. The artifact's location near the swamp's edge aligns with theories that the swamp was once a bay or a man-made basin where ships could dock, unload, or even be deliberately scuttled. However, the most astonishing find came just a few weeks later when a team of divers exploring the swamp's deeper channels stumbled upon an ancient ship railing piece that bore characteristics of much older seafaring traditions. The item, initially thought to be a part of the same 18th century vessel, turned out to be far older, dating back to the 8th century. Composed of dense oak wood, the railing piece displayed evidence of Norse craftsmanship, including intricate knot patterns typical of Viking longships. Experts from the University of St Andrews, Scotland, confirmed that the railing's design matched those found on Norse vessels that traversed the North Atlantic during the Viking Age. The implications of this find are profound, suggesting that human activity on Oak Island predates European colonial expeditions by nearly a millennium. This unprecedented discovery opens the possibility that Oak Island may have been a waypoint or temporary settlement for Norse explorers, potentially linking it to the broader Viking exploration of North America. But that's not all. During a targeted dig near the eye of the swamp, excavators uncovered a curved wooden formation resembling a ship's keel or runner. The structure, measuring approximately 12 feet in length and composed of ancient spruce wood, lay partially embedded within compacted clay, suggesting intentional burial. Its curvature and tapering design resemble elements of a ship's undercarriage, possibly indicating that it was part of a dismantled vessel or even a sled used to haul heavy cargo. Researchers from the Nova Scotia Archaeology Society speculate that the structure may have belonged to a ship that was intentionally disassembled and repurposed during the island's early history. Moreover, sediment analysis conducted in late 2024 revealed distinct red clay layers, typically not native to the swamp area, which matched samples from the nearby stone road discovered in 2020. This road, constructed of uniformly shaped stones and stretching for approximately 200 feet, is believed to connect the swamp with higher ground inland. The presence of similar red sediment in both locations suggests that the road and the swamp's base might have been constructed at the same time. They could have formed a cohesive system designed to facilitate movement between the shore and the interior. Such a network would be consistent with the swamp serving as a makeshift dock, where cargo could be transported from ships and moved inland along the stone road. One particularly compelling theory, supported by historical analysis and physical evidence, posits that the swamp may have served as a covert loading platform. Maritime historians have long debated the purpose of the swamp, with some suggesting it was deliberately flooded to conceal a man-made bay or dock. The newly discovered artifacts lend substantial weight to this idea. If the swamp were indeed a controlled basin, ships could have sailed in during high tide, unloaded, and dismantled to hide their presence. The construction of the plank wall and the curved wooden structure could have been part of a rudimentary dry dock or a ramp system, allowing heavy crates and chests to be moved from ship to shore without detection. Moreover, divers examining the swamp's central channel in August 2024 identified several iron fittings scattered across the sediment floor. These fittings, including a pair of large iron pins and a corroded ring bolt, likely belonged to a vessel's rigging system. Metallurgical analysis indicates that the pins contain traces of Swedish iron, commonly used in European shipbuilding during the 17th century. This discovery not only aligns with the theory of European naval involvement, but also suggests that the ship in question may have been built or repaired in a Scandinavian or Baltic port before being brought to Oak Island. Moreover, recent sonar imaging from the Money Pit borehole has revealed a cavernous void approximately 150 feet underground, adjacent to what appears to be a wooden tunnel or chute. Preliminary imaging suggests that the tunnel may connect to the swamp area, reinforcing the idea that a hidden vault could be accessed via the swamp's submerged features. The sonar data, processed and mapped in September 2024, shows a clear delineation between natural rock formations and what appears to be a carved tunnel with well-defined walls. The alignment of the tunnel with the swamp's eastern perimeter hints at an intentionally designed route, possibly intended to transport valuables from the waterway to a concealed storage chamber. All of this has prompted a re-evaluation of Oak Island's history. While the popular narrative has often centered around the elusive Money Pit and its supposed treasure trove, the recent findings suggest that the true story may be far more complex. Rather than a single, isolated cache, Oak Island might have served as a maritime hub for secret activities over several centuries. Plans are underway to excavate deeper within the swamp, focusing on areas where metallic anomalies were detected. The goal is not only to recover more artifacts, but to map the entire network of potential tunnels and man-made structures beneath the swamp. With each new discovery, the enigma of Oak Island only deepens. But wait, there's more from where that came. A skilled and determined team, comprising of Alex Lagina and Jack Begley, both integral members of the Oak Island team, Tony Sampson, a seasoned diver known for his previous expeditions around the island, and Ken DeBoer, an underwater imaging expert equipped with advanced technology, set forth to investigate the anomalies detected underwater. The dive team knew they would face challenging conditions, given the unpredictable nature of Oak Island's waters. The shallow areas north of the swamp averaged a depth of 7 to 8 feet, but the seafloor soon sloped steeply, plunging to approximately 25 feet. To optimize their chances of success, they used a remotely operated vehicle, or ROV, equipped with powerful thrusters, a high-definition camera, and specialized lights for low-visibility environments. Tony Sampson, leading the dive, coordinated with Ken de Boer, who operated the ROV from the boat. Their strategy involved grid scanning the underwater area, allowing them to systematically map the terrain while maintaining constant communication. The ROV's camera provided real-time footage, guiding Tony toward potential finds while minimizing disturbances to the site. The team's first task was to perform a series of metal detector sweeps along the sea floor. These scans were conducted with care, avoiding any direct contact with the sediment to preserve the integrity of any submerged artifacts. It wasn't long before the detector signaled a potential find near a cluster of large boulders, a prime location, as heavy objects tend to accumulate around rocky outcrops. The ROV camera revealed an intriguing piece of hand-carved timber partially embedded in the silt. Its texture and cut marks suggested it could be linked to a dam structure, an idea supported by historical maps indicating that a dam or wharf may have once existed at this very spot. While examining the timber, Tony noticed a glint among the rocks. Carefully brushing away loose sediment, he uncovered a fragment of pottery adorned with faint blue markings. The pattern bore a striking resemblance to ceramic pieces previously discovered on nearby land, dated to the 17th century. The presence of pottery underwater raised compelling questions about whether these artifacts had washed into the bay or were originally part of a structure built directly on the water. The team marked the location for further analysis, noting the proximity of artifacts to the boulder field. Then came the most surprising discovery of the dive: a small, disc-shaped object partially buried in sand. Its surface was weathered, but it bore a central hole, resembling ancient coinage. Tony carefully documented the find, as regulations prevented immediate removal. The object's resemblance to a Chinese coin was striking, recalling a similar find on the island in 2020, when a coin dating back possibly over 1,000 years was unearthed during a land excavation. If confirmed as another ancient coin, it could imply a long history of global interactions at Oak Island, possibly linking it to ancient trade routes or early explorers who visited the area well before European settlers. While the underwater discoveries were promising, the next steps would require careful planning and compliance with legal protocols. Provincial regulations necessitate applying for an excavation permit to recover and study the items thoroughly. The team aims to establish a clear connection between the submerged finds and Fred Nolan's Wall, a controversial structure previously unearthed that some believe formed part of a larger, intentionally designed water management system. Simultaneously, the garden shaft was also searched. Rick and Marty Lagina, leading the broader Oak Island exploration, recently inspected the shaft, a mid-18th century structure initially dug as part of early treasure hunting endeavors. The shaft, approximately 87 feet deep, had become partially flooded, complicating further excavation. To facilitate deeper exploration, water control systems were being upgraded to manage infiltration effectively. Their goal was to secure the lower section and continue digging to reach potential tunnels or chambers linked to the money pit. Efforts to clear and stabilize the shaft yielded surprising results. Contractors managed to extend the excavation to nearly 100 feet, where they uncovered a tunnel running east to west, approximately 7 feet high and clearly man-made. Carbon dating of wooden supports indicated a construction period dating back to the 17th century. The tunnel's precise engineering and unexpected direction caught the team off guard, as it appeared to head toward a geological anomaly dubbed the Baby Blob, an area identified by ground-penetrating radar as containing high concentrations of gold, silver, and other valuable metals. Gold and silver, what does that tell you? Well, it can't be any clearer than this. Theories about Oak Island often propose that the original treasure creators may have engineered multiple hidden access points to safeguard their valuables. The tunnel's size and sturdiness suggest it may have been used to transport heavy objects, possibly including treasure chests, from the shore to a secure underground location. The alignment with the Baby Blob further supports speculation that this tunnel system could connect to the mysterious vault hinted at by previous borehole scans and water sampling data, showing traces of precious metals. Looking ahead, the team plans to continue their careful exploration of both the submerged artifacts and the garden shaft tunnel system. Obtaining the necessary excavation permits is a priority, as the underwater artifacts could hold vital clues to Oak Island's layered history. Additionally, the newly uncovered tunnel will be subjected to further imaging and structural analysis to determine its full extent and purpose. We're not done just yet. Search for the mysterious hatch. Known for her expertise in ancient cartography and historical symbolism, map expert Xena Halpern was approached by the Lagina brothers to analyze a collection of maps believed to be linked to the island's enigmatic history. These maps, some dating back to 1179 and 1347, offer a unique opportunity to decode potential clues embedded within their geographical and symbolic representations. Xena's goal was to bridge the gap between these ancient cartographic references and the tantalizing legends that have surrounded Oak Island for generations. Using advanced analytical techniques and her deep knowledge of medieval navigation, Xena examined the maps for signs that could guide the team toward hidden artifacts or lost treasure. One particularly intriguing find is a map from 1179, which was initially thought to depict the European coastline, but upon closer inspection revealed parts of Nova Scotia. This discovery, along with cryptic terms like rodon and references to anchor and valve, hints at early European exploration and possibly the presence of a covert outpost. Sadly, Xena Halpern passed away in 2018, but her contributions continue to inspire and guide ongoing research on Oak Island, which has taken an intriguing new direction with the team's focus on a rumored underground structure, the mysterious hatch. Believed to be a concealed entrance to a network of tunnels or chambers, this hatch has been a topic of speculation for decades. Inspiration for the intensified search came from a 19th century journal entry mentioning a trap door of iron concealed beneath earth and stone, which gained new relevance after map expert Xena Halpern analyzed ancient maps. The maps, dating back to the 14th century, depicted a hatch-like symbol near a shoreline area, aligning with modern satellite images of a spot near Dave Blankin's ship house. Using cutting-edge satellite imaging and ground-penetrating radar, the team identified a roughly 300-square-foot area marked by geological anomalies, suggesting human intervention. For now, all we can do is wait for a thorough excavation. All the signs are there: traces of gold and silver, remnants of European ships, and man-made structures. All that remains is to actually dig it out. Well, that's it for now. Thanks for watching. Did you like this video? If you did, please consider liking, dropping a comment, and hitting the subscribe button so that you don't miss out on our new uploads. Also, don't miss this video you see on your screen right now. It's truly unbelievable.